Let's start by asking a question. What is the last thing that you ate? Think about that for just a moment. Now, take a look at this word fragment and complete the word. What word did you choose? After the initial question about food, most people would be inclined to complete the word fragment with a U for soup, even though it would have been totally valid to complete it with an A for soap. The prompt concerning food set your mind in motion for the next task. This is a phenomenon called priming. But make no mistake, priming is not just something that happens in word puzzles or verbal interactions. Priming can also have a physical consequence. In an experiment at New York University, subjects were first asked to assemble 4-word sentences out of words like Florida, forgetful, bald, gray, and wrinkle. Then the subjects were asked to walk down the hall to another task. What the subjects didn't realize was that the time they took to walk down the hallway was being timed. The researchers found that the students who had assembled words that suggested aging walked down the hall to the next task far slower than subjects who assembled words that were not related to old age. It turns out that our thinking is embodied. This priming phenomenon is called the Ideomotor Effect. The priming can happen in reverse as well. In another experiment, subjects were asked to hold a pencil in their teeth sideways, forcing something like a smile. Another group was asked to hold the pencil from one end out of their lips, producing a frown. Both groups were then asked to evaluate how humorous certain cartoon strips from the far side were. Interestingly, the group with the forced smile found the cartoon strips much funnier than the group with the forced frown. Another experiment had subjects wear a headset and were told that they needed to move their heads constantly to evaluate the quality of the equipment. One group was told to move their head up and down in a nod, and the other group was told to move their head back and forth. While they did this, they heard various radio editorials that they were asked to evaluate. The nodding group tended to agree with the editorials, and the back and forth group tended to disagree with them. But perhaps one of the most powerful studies had to do with the power of money priming. When subjects are exposed to money-related themes, even games like Monopoly, they became more independent, less willing to help others, and even less social. Remember the word fragment exercise we began with? It gets even better. When subjects are asked to think about stabbing a coworker in the back with a knife, they are more inclined to purchase soap, disinfectant, and detergent than batteries, juice, or candy. This impulse to wash away the stain of guilt is so strong that it has actually been dubbed the Lady MacBeth Effect. It is so powerful that when research subjects are asked to lie about something over the phone, they prefer mouthwash over soap. But if the subjects are asked to lie about something over email, they prefer soap over mouthwash. As Kahneman says, our mind is a powerful associative machine that operates without conscious effort or awareness. Think then of the power authoritarian regimes employ when they plaster pictures of their leader throughout the nation. It certainly reinforces the point that Big Brother is watching and that compliance is expected. To prove this point, an experiment was conducted at a common kitchen area at a British university. They had a box to collect payments for the available tea and coffee based on an honesty policy. Every other week, they put a different set of pictures over the collection box. On odd weeks, they put a pair of human eyes over the box, and on even weeks, they put a picture of flowers over the box. Of course, on weeks with human eyes posted, payments to the box were almost 4 times greater than on weeks with flowers. The mere suggestion that people were being watched increased the likelihood of honest contributions to the payment box. We often like to fancy ourselves as free thinkers who make our own decisions, but the reality is that our unconscious mind is several steps ahead, even guiding our physical actions. As Timothy Wilson's book so aptly states, we are strangers to ourselves.